How big is this risk?
It is huge. I think I gave you a picture, for instance, of, I've given you a picture of the STRs that we have received just between 12th or 18th of August to now. And now, if I give you a picture of the cash transaction reports, just from January to date, we have 8.6 billion cash deposits, 8.5 billion cash withdrawals. So that should give you a concern. This is just in a short period of time.
7, 8 months. But in this transition period, have you been able to assess the risk?
We have been, and really it's our indications are that there's so much cash that is outside the banking system that is seated in with individuals, whether corporates or just in individuals. And we are working hand in hand with the law enforcement agencies to strategize around this thing. And also, I think one exciting thing is that no one wants to keep money. What is money to you when it's just seated in your drawers? Eventually, you want to buy something. So we know that the law has given us power to receive reports or to go into real estate, motor vehicle dealers, and all these other sectors. So we will be able to still strategize and go through that. If we find, Grevasio, you have all these buildings, and then we know what your net worth is. Act number 46 of, not our act, but the Forfeiture of Proceeds of Crime Act, which is Act number 10 of 2010. I mean, it gives you Section 71, which talks about you accounting for the property that we have. So we will go after the property, and whoever is the owner will come and answer to it.
You have to explain how you bought it,
Exactly.
how you managed to build.
So you can talk about strategies that law enforcement can use. Determining the net worth of a particular person whose report you have on the table is a strategy that you can use as a law enforcement agency. So there are so many ways that to kill a rat. So we will be able to still get down to it. We cannot be rushed.
Asking you the same question.
We cannot be rushed. We need to do a thorough work.
I'll ask you the same question probably from a different angle. During an appearance on BBC, he had an interview, the president, on Wednesday, said there are some people still trying to transfer money out of the country. What are you seeing from where you're sitting as an intelligence officer?
I can confirm that the president is not speaking from without. He is at the helm of this country and is getting reports from different sectors, from ourselves, from the central bank, and from all different other institutions. And from the FIC point of view, I can confirm that yes, we have seen transaction on different accounts where people are trying to externalize money or send money to offshore jurisdictions, and we are following up on those things. But remember that I have said Section 34 of our Act prohibits me from telling you the names of the people where we have seen those particular transactions, but I can confirm that we have seen that kind of trend coming up.
I know that you can't mention names, and I know that you expressed happiness with the way the banks and financial institutions are responding to your warning, to your cautionary statement. How many accounts have you frozen? I mean, we've heard reports in the recent weeks of this person's account has been frozen. How many have you frozen?
Just in this, how long? Because remember,
in this transition period?
In this transition period, from the FIC point of view, I think we have seized about 10 accounts, and we have liaised with the law enforcement agencies and given them the information of the particular accounts and why we seized them, and the law enforcement are moving in.
There's an argument, and I saw it in the media, that you are supposed to inform the clients before you seize their accounts. Is this a correct position?
There's no such a section in Act 46 of 2010. I'm not obligated to inform you that I've seized your account. I work with the reporting entities, I work with the law enforcement agencies. So I don't have such an obligation.
I want to probe more. I don't know if you can give me a bit more information on this. You've seized 10 accounts in this very short period. Maybe the public want to know, what are you investigating? Is it just transfer of money?
Most of these accounts, I'll tell you that these are cases that we have had long before ongoing. and where we have suspected illegalities. And when we send a cautionary statement to the reporting entities like the banking sector, they are alert. And once we receive an alert that this person whom we have been following on their transactions now wants to panic and send so much money out, it is our duty of care, really. It's our obligation to seize and then send it over to law enforcement, or disseminate it, if you want me to use that word, to law enforcement agencies. So these are matters that we have been looking at. If Grevasio, we have had CTRs on you, we have had suspicious transactions on you, and we are trying to verify certain things, and all of a sudden we hear, now you want to transfer the money out. We have to seize and then report to law enforcement agencies, because we already have suspicions on your account. So we'll not just jump anyhow on people. We don't go out fishing. We follow transactions. Transactions lead us to people.
Now, there's been a bit of leakage. I know you don't want to mention names, but names have been mentioned, and people involved are now accusing you of being malicious. A justified concern.
The names that are being mentioned are not coming from the center, and I don't think they are coming from reporting entities, because I believe that we all know what our obligations are under the law. Like I told you, Section 37 of our Act, I'm not obligated to review names of the people's accounts that have been seized. So usually it's the panic of the individuals whose accounts have been seized, and they want, whether it's sympathy or whatever, from people, and they'll go out to the public and say, my account has been seized and all that. That's not our problem. We have done our work diligently. We know what our obligations are, and therefore will not reveal any name of an account that we have seized.
It's probably not the panic, but maybe the pain of having no income and somebody's gotten all your money.
But if there have been suspicions on the account, it means there's something that they need to do an introspection on themselves, because there are so many accounts. Why yours? I want to ask a question. Why should I come to you, Grevasio, when there are 20,000 people? 17 million people in Zambia. Why yours? We've had suspicious transactions on these accounts. That's why we have seized those accounts.
How much does political propaganda affect your work?
Not necessarily. For me, really, I think you have seen how the center has worked from 2013 to date. We are an institution that has worked tirelessly to ensure that our mandate is fulfilled. It's not only about, and I want to emphasize this, it's not only about having a legal mandate, but what kind of values do you hold as an institution? If you check our value statement as the Financial Intelligence Center, we have termed it I, the courageous CIA. Those who stand for integrity, transparency, impartiality, accountability, and all those connotations. If I go one by one, you will see that the cadre of officers that you have in the center hold these values dear to their heart, and hence we have been able to withstand political pressure. I said in my introduction, I'm a child of God. I don't fear when I'm doing a God-assigned job. I believe that I'm here for a purpose, and everyone has been given an opportunity to do and to work in whatever environment to the best of their ability. And so peer pressure or political pressure does not really affect us in any way. We will continue to perform. There was a lot of noise about unprofessionalism. I think you heard all that noise that was made after the release of, is it the 2019 Trends Report? Did they find anything wrong that any of us in the center did? No, that's why we are still here. So really, your work will speak for itself. And for me, I thank God that we are still standing tall as an institution, because we know what we are there for.
Let's look at the 2020 Trends Report. I know you attempted to look at some of the issues. Can you give us some of the highlights that are coming out of this report? We've not seen much of it in the media. I think it passed quietly, maybe because of the elections. I think it was overtaken by campaigns and everything.
Yes. I can confirm that the typologies report that we did for 2020 was ready from our angle as an institution by the end of March. But then you know that government issued a directive that all our printing should be done by government printers. And so our document had been with government printers until 2 days after the announcement of